Hi there, guys, and welcome to the Stories of Remnant, Episode 8. This is a RWBY podcast where we love to express our love-hate relationship with RWBY. Yeah. So I'm, of course, your host, Efocutioner, and I have my other host with me, the nobody with the heart.
Yeah,
Braxton
heart
Cosplay.
in quotation marks. Yeah. And nobody in quotation marks, and with in quotation marks. So, yeah. All in separate quotation marks.
Why not just put the whole thing
No.
in quotation marks?
Each word has its own quotation marks. I want to be very clear about that.
Oh my gosh, bro.
So, yes.
Right,
But yes, welcome back. We are it's episode 8 of Stories of Remnant. And today we are talking about Volume 5, Chapter 8, Alone Together.
Ooh.
And no, that's not what you people are thinking. Please do not be thinking some dirty thoughts, because these girls are still in high school. Remember that. So,
look, man, as long as they 19
they
and
ain't
above,
19.
we're good
They
to
ain't
go.
19, man. I can.
All right, that's cool. I can wait. I can go to the hyperbolic time chamber with a.
No.
that
That
goes
only
in
works
reverse.
if you're
Never
in
mind.
there, dude. That only works if you're in there.
Okay, well then, if I just put them in there, then we're good. So.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on
Okay.
a sec. Just a quick reminder. Yang Xiaolong was 17 at the series start. So she was 17 at the beginning of the show.
well then.
Assuming a year or two passes by, she could potentially be 18 or even 19. I don't really know. They never say how many years.
All right, I'm gonna wait till she's 21, because that way when we go to the bars,
Yes,
we'll be all good.
yes. Well, wait, hold on. She was at a bar. She was no. She was just getting some water that time. Never mind. She was getting some water.
Exactly.
So anyway,
Anyways,
let's get to the episode. Alone Together. Would you like to start today, Efocutioner?
Oh yeah, man. All right, so here's how we're gonna start it. And Yang, Weiss, and RWBY talked about Blake not being there. I can understand that. Yang, the star of the show, was starting to have this. Look, Braxton, she's the star of the show.
Yeah,
Anyways,
you wish.
So
Your dreams, man.
She has this resentment towards Blake because she basically up and left her, which I
I know.
I get it. From
exactly.
Blake's point of
I
view.
thought exactly the same thing. I mean, she didn't even. I get why Blake left, but she left immediately afterwards. She didn't even stay for what? She didn't tend to her friend while her friend got her arm chopped off. You just left immediately. So, yeah, I would say.
Look, right now, I'm not gonna speculate with Yang. I'm gonna focus. I mean, I'm not gonna speculate with Blake. I'm gonna, be all serious with Yang. And Yang was very upset that Blake left until the Ice Queen herself came down from her icing throne and decided to drop some words of wisdom to Yang by sitting her down and having.
Which I am glad to see more of, by the way. We need to see more of. Look, we've seen RWBY and Yang because they're half sisters. We already knew that was going to happen. Blake and Weiss, they're the outsiders. They would totally get along. But Yang and Weiss, now that is a different pairing that most people don't even think about to begin with. So, yeah.
I know, right? So I could see those two getting together.
Oh,
I get it.
Oh, yeah.
That
Let's
makes more sense.
see. I believe.
But I'm not sharing, so Weiss is gonna have to,
Oh!
to
You're
RWBY
not
or
sharing.
something. I'm not sharing.
Well, I thought you were going to be
I'm not
greedy this
sharing,
time,
no.
Efocutioner. Why not ask for both, huh? Just like that one meme online.
I don't need.
Do you want hard tacos or soft
Nah,
tacos?
man.
Why not both?
I don't need both. All I need is Yang.
There's a difference between
That's
need
it.
and want.
Look, all I want is Yang. That's it. Look, I'm a one woman person. And the one woman I
Yeah,
want
someone who's
is
like,
Yang.
20, 30 years younger than you are, man. Yeah, sure.
That's all right, man. Age ain't nothing.
Oh,
but a
no.
number.
Really? Is that
Anyways,
what you
though,
said
let me
about
get
that
back
certain
in.
girl that one time?
Let me get back to the
Yes.
discussion. Thank you so much. So yes, Yang had to basically drop some knowledge on Weiss, saying like, "Look, I got abandonment issues, man. My mother left me. My dad was too busy with work, and I had to take care of RWBY by myself because her mom disappeared, and then she R.I.P. somewhere, and I don't blame her, man.
Are you crying?
She drops
Dude,
that
I
on
think
Weiss,
you're
and
crying.
Weiss,
I think I saw you shed a tear.
Stop.
You shed a tear,
Stop.
man.
Stop it. Stop. Anyways, though, let me go on to Weiss real quick. So, then Weiss kind of dropped some knowledge about, her childhood. And I think that really hit home to what happened to me. But I'm going to go into a little bit of that later. But Weiss basically dropped like, hey, man, so my dad kind of told my mom that the only reason he married her was for the name.
Oh, not kind of. Straight up.
He did
straight up. And,
Yeah, okay, yes. All right. I was trying to be a little bit nice to the situation, but yeah. So the father kind of just basically said, like, look, the only reason I'm with you is because you got that money and that power. And told her that on her 10th birthday and ruined the birthday. And basically ever since then, the parents have been separated. I thought that was a very emotional moment. It made me think about my situation because, at least for me, and this is one of the reasons why I really like Yang as a character. Even though it's not the good looks as much as I do like the way she looks.
Sure.
It's just basically how her childhood was, man. It's just like, being the older sibling and then being a anything, like stepbrother, stepsister. So like the way how Yang kind of said it too, where she was like, my mom, left me, and then, she'll sometimes come back and forth without her knowing, or just see what's going on or something like that. Like I had that with my dad, and then I got surprised by finding out I had a younger sibling. Same thing with Yang, and it's just the abandonment issues being real. Your other parent, like being super busy because they're working and they're trying to make sure that you're okay, and you don't really get a chance to have that childhood because it's like, well, you got another kid now, and it's like you have no choice but to be.
You have to grow up earlier.
The kid.
You're not allowed to have a childhood.
Yeah, you have no choice
because someone's going to need a father figure or a parent figure. Yeah.
Exactly, and of course, if you remember the story, I think it was like season 3, where Yang basically talks about how she went to go look for her mother. And it got to the point where Ruby got sick. Yeah. And she had to make a choice between helping Ruby get better or going to look for her mother.
That's right, yeah. I just want to add to that story that Efocutioner is talking about. The story was that she was like, Yang wanted to go find her mom. So she basically dragged Ruby out onto a little red wagon and went into the forest by themselves. And Ruby was just like tired or something, or she was sleeping. Maybe she was injured. I don't remember. But yeah, she did do this.
Nah, she was sick.
All by herself. And yeah, I believe in the end, I think her dad intervened and saved them both. I think. Yeah.
Yep.
So I could be wrong about that.
And then, but the whole point was, when she made the choice to save, Ruby, and then luckily her, I believe it was her dad that came to save her. It was the fact that she just finally accepted, like, all right, my mama left me. I can't do this. And then what's even weird is like Weiss's story kind of related to mine too. So I think I'm starting to like her a little bit better. And, I want to talk about this one last thing before we go on, and, I'll let you just talk and stuff like that. But I know on the Reddit page, there are quite a few people that are just not interested with these stories, and they kind of want the action. And I'm like, this story really kind of brings RWBY together, because as much as everyone says like, oh, we want the group back together, it's like, all right, we get them back together, and then what? They just fight and then they're just cool or something like that. Like, this is a great way to build character, to build story. This is a nice way of us getting a look at these, these huntresses, and not seeing them as like these warriors and stuff, but to see them as actual people that have feelings and caring and that are scared. Like they're actually human.
Yeah,
like,
I totally agree, man. I just cannot believe it. It's not just a Reddit page, man. I see it on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram as well. Like, I too see that, and I too agree with you, Efocutioner, because as a matter of fact, there's a quote from the second volume, one of the opening title. This will be the day. I forget, but this season 2 one, and some of the lyrics was, "Are we only weapons pointed at the enemy?" And it's like, it's basically saying, is that all we are? Huntsmen and huntresses. We just do what we're told and go and fight them. No, No, what? We're not gonna question orders or anything? Yeah, and I gotta say, some of those fans, in case you're ever listening to this, that all you want to see is action and be like, oh, I'm gonna criticize it because that's what I liked about the show and blah blah blah, and I miss Monty Ohm. Well, guess what? We all miss Monty, and yeah. But here's the thing: Monty also wanted the friggin' characters. Okay, and sorry, I don't mean to go off in a little tangent like that, but cool, if it's all action you want, like what 75, 80, 90% action, then go watch Transformers. Go watch the live action Transformers movies, the Michael Bay Transformers. Okay,
bro, stop.
If you don't want story characters, then go watch Bayformers or go watch the DC Extended Universe. Okay. So, but anyway, yeah, that's Efocutioner. Do you want to add anything else? That was basically summed up. Like Yang was telling by herself, and I'm glad that that's another thing as well. I just wanted to add that Yang just automatically assumed, Weiss, you got the money. You always had everything you wanted. I mean, you also had family. Yeah, you had it all. But then Weiss is saying, yeah, my family is probably even more messed up than yours. And dude, Efocutioner, did you notice what she was saying at the end of that conversation? Weiss was saying, like, I consider you girls, RWBY, Yang, Blake, I consider you just as much family as I do. It's like, you're more my family than my brother or my father. And I'm like, so she definitely has a good relationship with her sister. And assuming she has a good relationship with her mom, have we ever even seen her mom?
The real question is what happened to her mom. Because we know that the mom and the dad kind of separated, but something must have happened. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, we've never... that's what I'm saying. Have we physically seen her? I don't even know her name. We definitely have seen, Winter Schnee, Whitley Schnee, I forget the dad's name, but he's a total D-bag. But yeah, I don't know anything.
Schnee.
Yeah, screw him, yeah. But yeah, we don't know anything about her mom, but I guess she's in a pretty okay standing with her mom. I don't know.
I mean, we'll find out eventually, right? If they continue the story path.
And
but yeah, that's you got more to say?
That's basically it. I just wanted to add in that last part that she was pretty close with her sister, and we definitely know that her brother and her dad are Weiss's brother and dad are total POSs.
Yeah, man. So just to let you know, folks, like, everyone is going through a struggle. Even though the grass looks greener on the other side, you gotta also remember, too, man, sometimes it ain't raining on that side. And the grass might be dry as fuck. And you just might be looking at it from a very nice angle or perspective. And you might see that nice little green area. But the rest of the grass might be brown and shit and booty butt cheeks, man.
Probably. So. This is the real world, right?
Hell yeah.
So, but anyway, that's basically the first half of it. Let's move on. So, and the second half of it is we have Blake, and she got a secret meeting with Ilya, and she's like, Blake, last chance, please leave Menagerie. I had to do something. Please don't make me do this to you and your family. But she said specifically, come alone, do not tell anyone. And what does Blake do? Screw that.
Exactly.
Well, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't, because she told someone else. She said, don't tell anybody. She told her friend's son. And son went and bailed her out. And it's a good thing, too, because it eventually turned out to be a friggin' ambush. So.
Hey, you forgot the most important part, man. You forgot the I'm sorry. Like, she hit you with the I'm sorry. And it's just like, okay, I get it. No, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Like, I'm about to do something that's, like, it's a trap sorry. That's what that was.
Unfortunately was, because, and to be honest, I think, actually, no, I'll say this towards closer to the end. And, dude, did you notice that part? She wasn't just doing this out of, like, I'm not just doing this for the sake of all faunesses. I'm also doing it for me, because Blake, you have hurt me personally.
Oh, snap. Man. Okay. So she hit Blake with "Have I told you I love you?"
Oh, the line. I was like, Blake, I saw you. You were too busy looking at Adam. And Blake, I was hoping that you would look at me that way. And we saw her spots turn pink. I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit, did RWBY just RWBY just introduce an LGBTQ character?
Hey, but Blake was blushing too, though.
Was she blushing? Did I miss that part?
Yep. She blushed first.
I thought it was ashamed. I thought it was more shame than blush, but yeah, well, whatever. I'll take. But
I'm gonna go with blush because I feel like I feel like maybe once upon a time Blake probably had that idea in her head, but then she saw Adam, and Adam's like, oh,
yeah, exactly. Ooh, power. But yeah, dude, definitely maybe. She is gay. So I'm glad that Rooster Teeth is very liberal like that. So.
All right, well, here's my 2 cents on the subject. I think Ilya should have, said her mind exactly when the feelings popped up, man. Because how was Blake supposed to know? She's not a mind reader, unless that was her semblance. If it was, then, shame on you, Blake. But last time I checked, Blake's not a mind reader.
Dude, you do realize they're all kids, right? How the fuck is she
supposed to know,
they're
bro?
They're friggin' kids. It's assumed that these people are kids, unless you're friggin' Crow or Tai Yang. So.
No. Look. There's a difference between I like you as a friend and I like you as something more. Even as kids, man. I've had that feeling when I was like 3 years old.
You were not. Okay, that's a total. I'm calling total BS lie on that. 3 years.
Okay. This is a true story. I'm gonna go straight into this. This is the closet of Efocutioner. I'm pulling out an Efusa story because that's my real name, Efusa. So I'm gonna pull out a story. 3 years old. I was at this daycare camp. It's called Concordia's here in Chicago. So, and I remember I used to, be dropped off there and, study and stuff like that and, play with toys and whatever. But while I was at the daycare, I would always see this girl, like, that was always there. And she had the most beautiful white hair and, like, amazing blue eyes as a kid. And I remember like the counselors and the people there would say I would always follow her around. I would give her a juice box and I would just help her out whenever she needed. And I remember one of them told me like she was being bullied, and they said I went over there and I beat up the people, and then like I looked at her and I smiled, and she smiled at me, and she kissed me on my cheek, and I had like the biggest blushing face of the entire world. And that was 3 years old. And around that time, I also had my best friend, Chase at the same time. So I knew the difference between a best friend and someone that I really liked, even though I didn't know what the hell that was. So I'm telling you, it's innate. You'll know who the hell you care about between friends and more than friends. So when Ilya had them feelings, she should have been like, you know what? Maybe me and Blake need to have a discussion. Because if you really care about this person, and yes, even though that's a friend, if you really care about this person and you want to be more than friends with this person, you gotta take that risk.
Dude, I'm still finding it hard to believe that you were self-aware of. You clearly remember that when you were 3 years old. You weren't even in kindergarten. You remember that.
I had to be told that by Chase and the people there at Concordia when
You're saying that Chase remembered that at the age, him also at the age of 3 years old.
Yeah, because we heard that story.
Oh,
and
you
at the
heard
same
the
time,
story. I thought you said
that. And at the same time, the woman was there until like I ended up going to Concordia until I think I was like 8. So, I was there for a few years, and they all told me the story, and she was still there. And they told me the story.
I was talking about you remembering it, you physically remembering it happened to you. That's why I was getting confused. I was like, you remember?
My apologies, but this is an important story because it goes into Ilya's thing, and I understand, man. Sometimes it's tough when you're in love with your friend. It's just like, man, do you want to take that risk, or you want to lose the friendship or something like that? But now I'm starting to realize at this point, if you got the feelings for them, no matter who they are, if you got feelings for them, you gotta roll the dice, man. You gotta play some Dungeon Dice Monsters and just
Yu-Gi-Oh
take the
reference.
risk.
So yeah.
Like I know it sucks because you're like, man, if I do this, it's gonna make the friends it's gonna make it awkward, and I might lose them forever. But I'm like, by you not saying nothing, you end up like Ilya, and look what's happening to Blake now.
Well, yeah, she's literally caught in a spider web. So yeah, well, it's a good thing that she did that. So anyway, let's move on. And she got out of the trap. And the plan is gone underway for them to Adam Taurus's plan to capture Blake, do not harm her, but kill her parents. And dude, did you see the people who were helping out the Belladonnas? It was the menagerie police. So at least the police, yep. Well, at least some of them maybe are not as corrupt, and they're not with the White Fang. So as far as we know, that's why I said. Yeah, partially. So hopefully not. So it is the White Fang is just basically a terrorist group. And by the way, the last thing we saw was, of course, Blake's father turning into a beast. He doesn't need a weapon. He got claws out. We saw the teeth grow. We should not be surprised about that at all.
Man, Blake's dad's like, yo, let me show you why I was the original leader of the White Fang.
Yeah. And who's he going to be taking on? Ren and Stimpy. Which, by the way, I had to get up their names. Corsic and Fennec Albane. I'm looking at the RWBY Wiki right now. I did not, to this day, I still don't care about their names. Oh, okay, what's your weapon? This knife pistol thingy? I can't even describe it.
Hey man, don't insult the knife pistol.
I don't know what that. No, I don't care.
Doesn't Blake have that too?
Except we saw her
pistol?
fight. We have not seen Corsic and Fennec fight at all. All we did, I pray with my hands like
you said
this,
the name so
and
properly?
we talk to people in a weird and mysterious way. You don't run, you don't fight until you physically do something.
Have you not seen enough anime to know that those that are just like notoriously chill?
Oh, I know. That's
and,
what.
Like
that's
the
why
ones
I
that are giving orders, they tend to be the strongest
until
people.
We
man.
see that, until I see physical evidence of them doing something, all you're doing is just being the person in the chair. All you're doing. That's all I care. And I'm like, dude, this is a cartoon. We gotta physically see things. If we're not seeing it, then guess what?
Bro, RWBY is an anime, and all anime rules.
I know. I'm saying potentially. Until we physically see that, dude. Until we physically see that. And that's,
Well, we about to physically see Blake's dad.
Yeah,
but
mode,
and then
that's basically the end of the episode. And the rate that this is going, it's, we're probably not gonna see that for another 2 weeks. So.
And man, I'm fine with that. I like more story-based.
Oh, no, I'm not
anyway,
talking about that. I'm talking about who we're gonna be seeing and what, like the next episode.
Yeah, I know.
So, but yeah, that was Volume 5, Episode 8, Alone Together. Things are starting to pick up some steam for this episode.
Great name for the episode, by the way.
Say?
It's a great name for the episode, by the way.
Sounds perfect. So that was basically it. We'll probably be seeing Corsic and Fennec actually fight 2 episodes from now, but until then, I don't really care about them. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Dude, any final thoughts? Yeah, you wish. In your dreams and in your wet dreams. Yes. So, and then that was Volume 8. Volume 9, not Volume 9. Episode 9, Chapter 9 will be called A Perfect Storm. And, a small preview for RT First members that I saw was Perfect Storm means a literal perfect storm. We're gonna see Cinder meet face to face with Vernal. Oh shit. You know what I was thinking when I was thinking Obelisk the Tormentor fighting Slifer the Sky Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh!
All right, if we're gonna go Yu-Gi-Oh reference, you clearly just messed up Slifer's name. Is Slifer the executive producer?
You only say that because of the Twitch stream. So yeah, that's basically it.
Damn.
Oh, okay. What's the Japanese name?
Yo, his name
no, it's not.
Slifer,
Japanese name's Osiris, by the way.
producer.
So yes.
I don't
whatever,
like Osiris.
whatever. That's basically a preview of it. So that's why I'm saying, like, probably in 2 weeks from now, we will see. What happens to the Belladonnas. I really hope they don't die. And I really hope that Ilya stays evil. Because I really don't want to see a random change at the very end where Blake finally convinces her that what she's doing is wrong. No. I want someone to stay in their convictions. So. Because otherwise I just feel like Ilya's character is ruined. So, yeah, I guess that's it for Alone Together. And last but not least, we are at the final portion of today's episode.
Damn right there we are. Thank you, Raxton. To nobody. So, Barbara Dunkelman, I do want to apologize. Yeah. I'm not listening.
Yeah, you did.
Look, for those that haven't paid it, well, you guys have actually paid attention, but I do apologize for the episode being late, and I do apologize for the pun being late, Barbara.
Did you say Barbara?
I was at PSX.
Say Barbara with
I said
P?
Barbara. I thought
you said with a P with a pun. Because I'm like, did you just combine pun and Barbara now?
Well, thank you, Rockstar. You just gave me a new word.
Crap. Well, that's my fault. So, but anyway, yes.
Well, anyways, Barbara, I do want to apologize. I was at PSX. I was getting some games recorded and doing little mini interviews and doing a challenge for Omen of Sorrow. And I'm back, so yeah, the joke is a little bit late, but I do have. Actually, I'm foregoing the puns, and I'm actually doing Christmas jokes.
For the rest of the month, I'm not surprised. But yeah.
'Tis the season, so Barbara, I've sent you a joke for you to finally come out to C2E2.
Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo.
And, and the rest of the cast of RWBY. You already know what this is, folks. But I'm going to tell you what the joke is. So, how does Santa stay STD free?
By staying away from the ho-ho-hos.
Damn, he's actually pretty close. But no, Andrew. He stays STD free by always wrapping his package before shoving it down the chimney.
Now, see, that sounds horrible. Because chimney applies upwards. So, you're saying you're going to wrap yourself up and you're going to jam it down her throat.
What the heck?
Because chimneys face upwards, not downwards. So you want them to swallow a piece of rubber. Well, I guess you can do better next week. So go ahead and send them in,
bro. That was a really good. But you know what, bro? I'm sending.
Go ahead. That's why I said there's always
funny.
next week. So
you know what?
So you say you moderately love me. I know you do. So, but yes, that was today's episode. And that was the joke of the week. So, thank you for listening in on this. We will be seeing you next week for episode 9. I almost said episode 8, sorry. Star Wars episode 8, The Last Jedi comes out this week. So, I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, yeah, damn right. So, we might be a little late in recording again, because I might be going to watch it Saturday morning.
Dude, just watch it Friday night. I'm watching it Thursday night.
I'm not watching Star Wars. No, I want to watch it by myself, and then I'll watch it with the group.
Watch it by yourself. Dude, watch it immediately so that you can avoid the spoilers.
Oh, I'll be
sure
offline.
You will, dude.
As soon as I upload this episode.
I'm not just talking about online. I'm just talking about people in general. So, like me. Oh, excuse me.
Yes.
I am a Japanese man. So.
Okay, anyways, folks, don't forget to follow the channel, Raxton Cosplay, and don't forget to follow me, the Chronicles of Gamers. And that's it.
And this is Raxton Cosplay signing off, along with
Efocutioner.
You sounded very hesitant.
Oh, yes, I know. I don't want to do it, but I'll do it now. May the Yang be with you.
May the Force be with you, because episode 8.
No.